Science Beetle.
Hey, so welcome back, students. In this video, what I want to go ahead and do is talk to you a little bit about cations. I know I've already talked about this topic before, but what I want to do is provide you just a little bit better examples. And so let's go ahead and dive in here. And what I want to do is begin with cations. So we're just going to go ahead and jot down the word here. And a cation for us is a element that loses an electron. And that electron can be lost in many ways, but ultimately it's going to depend on whether another atom that has a higher electronegativity comes into play. So let's go to take an example here. We'll take hydrogen. And for hydrogen, go ahead and look at the periodic table, and we're going to go ahead and get the pen count here for hydrogen. And so on the periodic table, you'll notice here that the tile has a 1 atomic number, and it has a mass of 1.008. And what we want to do is go ahead and create this pen count. And so by looking at this pen count, you notice here that the proton number is 1 and the electron number is also 1 because this is a neutral atom. If we do the math here for the neutrons, we see that the number of neutrons is 0. And remember that the protons here are positively charged, or have a positive charge. So when we consider the protons here is plus 1, and the electron is going to be a minus 1. And so ultimately here, and here they are in blue. So when you see this here, the overall difference here when you add these two numbers together is that you're going to wind up seeing that the charge is going to cancel. Plus 1 minus 1 is going to be equal to 0. Okay? And so that tells you that you have a total charge for the atom of 0. So it's a 0 charge, it's a neutral atom. Okay? Now, what happens next? Well, what happens next is going to be dependent upon whether this particular atom is going to lose the electron. And so here we'll draw the hydrogen on the right-hand side. We're going to draw it in the Lewis dot form. Notice there's the 1 electron that's valence. And if another atom were to come by, another more electronegative atom that has the ability to take the electron away, it's going to do so. And in fact, there's many atoms in which hydrogen is going to combine with and where it's going to let go of that electron. And so this electron then will be lost. And that's what the arrow here represents. So what we're depicting here is that the hydrogen is then able to lose the electron. And when it does, then that hydrogen is no longer part of the hydrogen atom. Okay, so if we compare now the neutral atom to the atom that has lost an electron, we see here at the bottom now, we see now that the number of protons is 1, but the electron is 0, because you end up with a plus 1 overall, which is quite different from the original charge of 0. So if you haven't already done so, go ahead and subscribe, keep watching, learning, and we'll see you in the next video.